These are the supplies that you need to make the pouch. I'm going to go over the sizes and the dimensions for the actual piece in a second. This is the fabric I'm using for the pocket, and then this is the fabric that I'm using for the body and the front of the pouch. You're going to need a ruler. You'll need some bias tape. I made this cutting it 1 3/4, and the length that you want is long enough to go around the entire pouch. You'll need a water-soluble marker, a pair of scissors, some top stitching thread. I'm using Wonderfil spaghetti thread, and you'll need some clips as well as some pins. I wanted to go over the dimensions of the pouch. You will need first the body of the actual pouch. It is 4 1/4 inches wide and 7 1/4 inches tall. And to get the round corners, I just used a roll of masking tape and then just traced the curve. You're going to also need a piece of low loft batting that is the same size. And then the front of the pouch is going to be this fabric here. The actual pocket part is this sort of shape here. The width is 8 1/2 inches. And then this width down here is 3 3/4 inches. And then this is 4 1/2 inches. And this angle here is 60 degrees. And for the bias, I've already mentioned the bias dimension, but I thought I would also mention the length of it. So it's about 1 3/4 inches wide, and then the length is about 28 inches. And the 28 inches is a little bit longer so that it gives you a little bit of space to attach the two ends together. And this fabric here is what I'm going to be cutting that with. Place the lining fabric on top of the front of your piece, and then just pin this down. And then just cut around. After you cut your piece, you're going to sandwich them together. So you're going to start with the lining piece, and then with the batting, and then with your front piece on top. I want you to pin this together and then just put it aside. I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut the pocket piece next. For the pocket section, you want to work with a folded piece of fabric. You could, if you wanted to, cut this and add a little bit more of a seam allowance and use this as the lining, but I just think that works better. And then you're going to place the long side on the folded edge, and then I'm just going to pull this a little bit further down so I have a little bit more of a seam allowance to cut. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut this piece out. I'm going to remove this fabric that I'm using as a template. And then when you open it up, you could see that it's one piece. And then that way you have that as your lining part, and then this is the front part. I'm taking the water-soluble marker and I'm just drawing curves, and this is going to be the pattern for the top stitching. And I would just, make them about 1/4 inch apart and just do them completely random. And this will hold all the layers together as well as giving you a little bit of a pattern. And then what's good about using the water-soluble marker is if you don't like your drawing, you could wet it and then it'll disappear, and then you could redraw it. So I'm going to just go around and just fill the entire thing, and then I'm going to do some top stitching, and I'll show you that next step. Here's the piece with the drawing completed, and I'm going to take this top stitching thread and I'm going to be doing a running stitch following the lines that I've just drawn. I'm just using a running stitch, and I'm just going under, over, under, over. And this one here, I'm going to just turn it over just to create a finishing knot. So you want to start and stop at each line. And I mean, when you're not at the edge, you can probably go and just continue and not have to cut off when you're in the center. But I'm almost done with the stitching. The next step is spritzing water on the lines here, the marker lines. That way they'll disappear, and then I'll give it a little bit of a press. I wanted to also show you, when I was stitching from line to line, what I did was I ran my needle in between to the next line there. So when I flip it over, you could see, you don't see the needle, it's in between, and that way you don't have so many lines intersecting on the other side. I really like this corally color thread that I was using, and if you want to get something similar, the color is SP25. Here's the piece all finished and pressed. The next step now is to add the pocket portion, and start by just kind of placing the piece on the center at the bottom here, and then just hold it together with clips. And then the right side, you're going to clip that in place as well. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the sewing machine, and you're going to stitch along here really close to the edge. I would say about 1/8 of an inch. And you'll notice that you'll get a little bit of the corner here, and then I would just go around the curve and then just trim that afterwards. And you can see the way the pocket here sits, and then this will clip over. Once we sew that down, we're going to add the bias tape around the edge. So I'm going to go sew that now, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Here's what it looks like attached. So I sewed it really close to the edge, and then on this corner here, you can see I've already trimmed it. So you just have to get rid of the corner there. Okay. And the next step is to add the bias tape all along the edge. So I'm going to go sew that with a sewing machine. And I'm going to show you how I attach the ends together. I did a pouch that was really similar to this in my last video, and I didn't show that part, and a lot of people were asking about that, so I'm going to stitch it almost 90%, and then I'll show you how I do the bias tape. I've sewn the bias tape all the way around, and here's a quick way to kind of show you how to attach the two sides. I usually kind of fold it so that it kind of creates a bit of an angle like this. And then I take the other piece and I create the same angle. And you want to sew it on an angle like this and not straight across because it creates less bulk. And then what I do is I put the two pieces together like that, and then I pin it. And then if you notice, I left a little bit of unsewn area just so that this has a little bit of movement. And then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and then just sew along that crease there. Here's what it looks like after it's been sewn. As you can see, I trimmed it. And what you're going to do now is flip this around and bring the bias tape to the front, and then just fold it once to the edge. And then what I'm going to do is just use a blind stitch and sew all the way around. And this is what the front will look like. For the bias tape, you want to just fold it once and then you fold it again. And then you want to pull it so that it's nice and taut. And to create the blind stitch, I go in between the two layers of fabric here. And then I come up on the edge of the folded bias, like this. And if you don't want to go through this part, you can actually go through the fold of the bias like this, and then just catch a little bit of the fabric and then come through. I just find it easier to go through the fabric in the front and then come up on the edge of the bias. So you're going to go around and you're going to sew it all, and then we just have to add a snap and then it's done. I finished sewing the bias tape around the edge, and the last step is to add the snap. I forgot to mention that as one of the materials that you needed at the beginning of the video. I'm going to be using kind of like a metal snap that goes through the whole thing, but if you want to, you can use like a dome snap, the kind that you sew on. I'm going to go do that, and then I'll show you what the finished piece looks like. So here's the finished pouch. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.